Now, I alluded to the goal of gymnastics being my favorite topic of the day, okay? Because I've been in functional fitness now, coaching gymnastics within there for about 3 years, which is hard to believe. Time flies. And one of the very common questions or comments that I get is, I want to learn bar muscle up, but don't teach me the gymnastics technique because that doesn't help me. This is CrossFit. All right, let's talk about that for a second. First thing I'm going to say to you, if that was your question when you submitted questions about what you want to see in this class, I'm going to tell you, broaden your horizon, open your mind, okay? I'm not trying to force anyone into being artistic gymnasts. What I am doing is providing you with this technique and these tips so that you can apply them to a skill in your sport that was, guess what, first done in gymnastics. Okay, we're gonna kind of skip things. Gymnasts pioneered these skills within CrossFit gymnastics. What is the name of that? Let's say it again. CrossFit Gymnastics. Okay? Gymnastics is in the name, which means if we first start by learning how to do these skills the way they were intended to be done in gymnastics, guess what? We can then adapt the technique to fit your sport of choice. Okay? Whether that's functional fitness, calisthenics, whatever you choose to do, the idea is learn the skills the way they were intended to be done, and then kind of manipulate, adapt that technique to fit the standards of whatever you're doing, okay? Broaden your horizon, open your mind. So now this kind of gets us to the first point in this section. The goal of gymnastics is to find the easiest, most efficient ways to do all of our skills, okay? That may sound contradictory to you if you've ever watched gymnastics on TV, right? There are a lot of high-level skills. You're flying through the air, you're flipping through the air, and it's all done with really good form, ideally, right? We always have to keep straight legs. We always have to hold perfect body positions, because in gymnastics, we're judged on execution, how well you can do these skills, okay? And when we're doing a series of all of these really hard, high-level skills in a row, guess what? We are trying to find the techniques for each of those skills that will allow us to do them as easily as possible so that we are not overexerting our energy and completely burning out during our competitive routines, right? So even though we're judged on execution, we're focused on having good form, I can promise you, as somebody who's been in gymnastics since I was very, very little, that we're trying to do these skills as easily as possible, trying to conserve as much energy as possible. Isn't that phenomenal, okay? Which means these techniques, especially the one for the bar muscle up, or what's very similar to the glide kip in gymnastics, you know that this technique I'm about to show you is a technique that I used myself growing up that's going to allow you to do the skill as easy as possible. That's the whole reason behind kind of bridging the gap between my artistic gymnastics background and this new functional fitness style of doing these skills, okay? Again, it's not about forcing you to have straight legs, perfect form all the time. Do it like a gymnast. It's about, oh, okay, that's the way it's supposed to be done. Now I should probably pay attention, take a few notes, and then, okay, take some bits and pieces and the general idea and kind of morph it into what I need to be able to do to fit my standards, right? Hopefully that makes sense for most of you. And if it doesn't, I'm happy to answer any questions. All right? You can see, last but not least in this section, in parentheses with a little asterisk, we don't make it harder than it needs to be, okay? We don't. I promise. We do it really well, but we do it really well because we find the correct techniques and movement patterns so that we're able to do it really well. We're able to do it easily with really good form so that we get good execution scores. All right? Okay, great. So far, so good.